Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Planning Advisory Committee meeting for the town of Quispam for Tuesday, November 22nd. Move on to item 2, approval of agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda? Mr. Bishop? Can I have a seconder on that? Brent?
Second.
You? All in favor, can we vote, please? Motion carried unanimously. Move on to item 3, disclosures of interest. None being, move on to item 4, approval of previous minutes. Is there any amendments to the minutes? None being, can I have a motion to approve, please? Kendall?
So moved.
Can I have a seconder on that, Brenda?
So moved.
Can we have a vote on that, please? Motion carried unanimously. With that, we'll move on to item 5, business arising from previous minutes. Can I have a motion to receive and file, please? Brent?
So moved.
Seconder? Brenda?
So moved.
Can we have a vote on that, please? Motion carried unanimously. With that, we'll move on to item 6, unfinished business, Silliphant Holdings. That item's still on hold until further notice from the applicant. So with that being, we'll leave that as is and move on to item 7A, 200 Hampton Road. Can you please state your name for the record, please? Paul? Yep. Paul? Yeah, okay. We're going to have Jennifer introduce that item for us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Glover is looking for approval for a home-based business or home occupation at 200 Hampton Road. So we are looking for approval to Section 8, Yes, we're looking for approval for a home occupation. We're also seeking 2 variances. One variance is a 4% variance to the floor area, and also a 0.4 square meter, a size variance for a sign. Getting my words all mixed up. So the lot is located on Hampton Road. It has been zoned as central commercial. However, that was part of the pre-zoning that happened several years ago. And it will change from a residential use only once the owner ceases it to be a residential use and chooses to change it to the commercial. So this has been purchased recently by the applicant, and it has been purchased as a residential property. So we will review it as such. The business that is a computer repair and sales business, expecting to have 2 to 3 customers a day. The applicant will be the only employee that will be working from 200 Hampton Road. A variance to section 6K2DI, which limits the percentage of the floor area that's permitted to be used in a home occupation, limiting it to 24% or 25%. So the floor area is calculated to be 29% of the overall gross floor area, and therefore we are looking for a variance of 4% variance. And the sign, I can't find the variance file, my goodness. Oh, here we go. 0.7 square meter variance is required to allow the sign, which is 3 feet by 4 feet. We haven't actually received the application for the sign yet, but thought that at this time, because we know what size it will be, we'd ask for the variance. And one thing that I did note in my staff report is that the actual entrance to the property, or what's used as the driveway, is actually found on town-owned land. Now this just became aware to staff as I was doing the report. We are currently in discussion. I've talked to the Director of Engineering this afternoon in regards, and we are working on a solution. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Jennifer. Mr. Glover, you would have received the same package we did in the mail and heard the conversation regarding the driveway. Is there anything you'd like to add or discuss prior to members of the public asking you some questions?
No,
Or-
currently, I'm down in, I rent a space in the mall in Rothesay. I'm currently downsizing, and it's an ideal opportunity for me to live and work in the same place.
Perfect, thank you. Any members of PAC have any questions for the applicant? Brenda?
You get 2 to 3 customers a day, so that would be.
On average, yes.
On average, so. What I noticed when I was driving up there, I know you have your house number. Hopefully, when you get your sign out, it will be bigger, that says 200 type of thing.
That's correct.
Or different signs, yeah.
I'm in negotiations at the moment with MB Power and a tree trimming service to have the 2 trees removed from the front corner.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where I'd like the sign to go. So it'd be clearly visible as 200 and PC Butler.
But it will be one-sided, the sign?
That's correct.
You can see it coming down or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that was the only thing I find when I'm driving around. I knew exactly where that one was, but in other places, you're driving around looking for something. A lot of people don't have the numbers on their house, so.
You're right there. I do a lot of on-site service and spend a lot of time trying to find those
Yes,
numbers.
exactly, you have to count houses. Anyway,
Yep.
good luck in your job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda. Kendall?
Actually, my question's for staff. It's actually regarding number 8. There shall be no parking on the street or within the town property. Should that be modified to no parking on Hampton Road or? That street right away? That parcel?
Through you, Mr. Chair. That's a very good point.
Okay, thank you. Jennifer, you on again?
Well, I was just going to suggest that we could change the wording to say that there should be no parking on Hampton Road. Maybe that would clarify it.
Okay, thank you. Any further questions for the applicant or staff? None being, is there anyone in the audience or online willing to speak for or against this item? Is there anyone in the audience or online willing to speak for or against this item? Third and final time. Is there anyone in the audience or online willing to speak for or against this item? None being, would a member of PAC like to put a motion for or against with terms and conditions? Kendall?
I'll put a motion forward. I recommend the Planning Advisory Committee grant approval for a home occupation, PC Butler, and approve a 4% variance to section 6K 2DI of the town zoning bylaw to allow the residential floor area used as home occupation to be 29% and to approve a 0 decimal square meter size variance to section 3D 1P of the town sign bylaw 035 for the proposed sign at 200 Hampton Road, PID 00251744, subject to the following terms and conditions. Number 1, it shall be secondary to the main residential use of the dwelling. Number 2, not more than one person is engaged therein in addition to any permanent resident of the dwelling unit which it is located. Number 3, it is confined to the dwelling unit and not part of it. No part of it is located in an accessory building or structure. Number 4, no change except for a sign pursuant to the town's sign bylaw is made in the outside appearance of the building, which would indicate that a home occupation is being conducted therein. Any increase to the sign size beyond 1 decimal 1 square meters must be further approved by the Planning Advisory Committee. Number 5, no goods or services other than those directly pertain to the home occupation are supplied or sold therein or therefrom. Number 6, No equipment or material used or in or stored other than in the dwelling unit. Number 7, not more than one commercial vehicle used in connection therewith, or more than one vehicle of any kind bearing a sign in connection therewith is parked on the lot. There shall be no parking on Hampton Road, is number 8, sorry. Number 9, the PAC approval to operate this business is non-transferable. The approval is solely for the benefit of the property owner named herein. In the event the business is discontinued or the land is transferred, the said approval shall terminate.
Thank you, Kendall. Can I have a seconder on that, please? Mark?
I'll second that.
Any debate on the motion? Brent?
Nope, okay.
Thanks. Can we have a vote on that, please? Motion carried unanimously. In 5 to 7 business days, Mr. Glover, you have a letter in the mail with your approval. Please work with the town to have all necessary paperwork and documents in place, and best of luck. Welcome to the town. Move on to item 7B, application to operate a restaurant at 174/176 Hampton Road, Unit A, PID 002445574 and PID 002497989. We okay to proceed with that without the applicant? Okay. Jennifer, you want to introduce that?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This before you is a request for discretionary use in the central commercial at a restaurant, whether it be takeaway, sit-in. It is considered discretionary and does need the approval of the Planning Advisory Committee. So the restaurant that is proposed is a Pizza to be located at 176 Hampton Road, where the video store was located. The number of seats that will be in the restaurant are 5. And so it's basically there are 5 seats so people can eat in, but I expect that the large portion of the business will be takeout. I did do a review of the parking and found that there was sufficient parking. And the hours of operation are unknown to staff, but I expect that they would be similar to other pizza operations in town. Thank you, Mr. Chair. That's all I have.
Thanks, Jennifer. PAC, have any questions for town staff on that one? None being, is there anyone in the audience or online willing to speak for or against this item? Willing to speak for or against this item? Third and final time. Is there anyone in the audience or online willing to speak for or against this item? Do you have another thing, Jennifer? No? Okay, thank you. Would a member of PAC like to put a motion for or against with terms and conditions, please? Brent?
Mr. Chairman, make the motion, Planning Advisory Committee approve the Pizza Restaurant and Takeout as a discretionary use of 176 Hampton Road, Unit A, PID 00244574 and PID 00249789, subject to the following terms and conditions. 1, the applicant enters into a development agreement with the town of Quispamsis, and 2, a building permit is obtained from the town of Quispamsis for any renovations.
Thanks, Brent. Can I have a seconder on that? Kendall?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any debate on the motion? None being, we have a vote, please. That motion's carried unanimously. So Jennifer, please make sure the applicant's notified of what the conditions are and everything, and another pizza shop in the valley. Move on to item 8. Information and items or discussions. Can I have a motion to receive and file, please? Brenda,
So moved.
can I have a seconder on that, please? Mark Guest.
I'll second that.
Thank you. Can we have a vote on that, please? Motion carried unanimously. That being, we'll have a motion to adjourn. Mr. Bishop,
So moved.
can I have a seconder on that? Mr. Goslin? Oh, so moved. Okay, thank you. Meeting's adjourned, and we'll see everyone again on December the 13th, I believe, the next meeting. Be the final meeting of the year.